As if a wedding isn't entertainment enough, sometimes couples are looking for something a little extra. The cherry on top, if you will. So today, let's talk about wedding day enhancements. Was that extra?
That was also extra.
That was extra? Okay, good.
Yeah, that was extra.
I'm just learning the word extra, so I'm getting it into my vocabulary.
You just have to say it a certain number of times
if I
today.
say it at least 7 times today, then that would be extra.
You also just dated yourself that you have just learned that word.
I think everyone here knows, if not by looking at me or listening to my friends' references, that, yeah, I'm definitely in my 30s. I've crossed
the bridge to the 30s.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to bed early sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
Choose a glass of red wine over a shot any day.
Things to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, let's talk about actual things to look forward to, like wedding day extras.
So first, photo booths. Super popular, super awesome.
Super awesome.
What are the options out there? Because there's a lot. I was really surprised by how many different ways you can have a photo booth.
How many different ways you can photo booth?
Yeah. Just,
It kind of just started as like a regular booth.
Right.
Like that you saw at the movie theater.
It looked like a booth.
Yeah.
That took photos.
Which also probably is dating us.
Right.
That they had photo booths at. Anyways. And now.
At the roller rink.
And now you can have it in all different versions. So you can have your traditional closed booth. That's you like step in, take your picture. Or you can have an open air booth, which is essentially usually like a backdrop or a drapery that you stand in front of and have like a little camera in front of.
You can always put graphics and stuff too. Kind of cool stuff there.
Yeah, there's some that have like actual green screen, and then you can choose your background, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then they have like the new ones that are like mirrored.
Those are so cool.
They're really cool.
I like those.
Yeah, we just did one of those a couple weekends ago. It was really cool.
Yeah, we had one of those at our launch in Greenville.
We did.
Yeah, those things were cool.
The
first time I saw one was when we were out in LA and we went to SUR to Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That was the first time I saw one.
They did have a mirrored one there.
Lisa's always on top of it. Yeah.
I love it.
We should get her on the podcast. I think she's had a couple kids get married, or a kid get married.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll put it on the list.
We'll put her on the wish list.
All right. We'll tell Lauren to get on
Lauren,
it.
if you could get Lisa Vanderpump, that'd be great.
I think Lauren would be very happy as well.
I think she would.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Back to photo booths.
So when should I get it? When should I
book it for?
Yeah.
I like it when it's open during cocktail hour, if at all possible. The tricky part is if cocktail hour and reception are in 2 different spaces, then sometimes that's not possible.
Right.
But people don't have a whole lot to do during cocktail hour besides just,
enjoy each other's company.
Enjoy each other's company. So photo booths can be a good opportunity to give them something to do if they're not enjoying each other's company. It can also be good during dinner, like all people are waiting to get in the buffet line or for their food to be served. So that can be a good option. If you really want people to get on the dance floor, then you might want to close it a little bit early and not keep it open for the entire night of dancing. But people do start having more fun in the photo booth generally as the night goes on.
That's just a weird coincidence.
It's a weird coincidence. As the alcohol is consumed, the fun kind of goes up. I don't know. So the pictures definitely get crazier.
Yeah. When should I book it?
At least a couple months before the wedding day. I would say like 4 to 6 months before wedding day.
4 to 6 months. That's pretty far out.
Yeah. I mean, you could, if you have a specific booth that you really want, then I would make sure to do it 4 to 6 months, because if you have, it can get booked quickly.
There tends to only be a handful of companies that specialize in it.
Yeah.
A lot of companies will have that kind of as an add-on addition thing, but companies that are dedicated to it, like ZimZoom, they're solely focused on that. You would want to get them booked way sooner than.
Yeah, you would want to get them booked a little sooner. You can certainly do it as like a last minute add-on if your budget allows, and you're like, oh, I have a couple extra $100 in here, and I'd love to, get a photo booth. Your options might just be more limited, especially things like, a more luxurious photo booth or a mirrored photo booth or something that's like I forgot to mention they have video photo booths now too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so something like that might be booked up a little sooner than other ones.
And especially like the mirrored ones, because those are coming into the fold. There's not as many of them out there.
Yeah, there's really not.
I've definitely heard you trying to scramble to find some.
Yes.
Yeah. How can I personalize it?
The photo that actually comes out. So traditionally it's the strip, but I have a lot of couples that are doing like a 4x6 picture now.
I love those.
I like those a lot too because you can frame them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can change up like the date, the name, if you have like a monogram or something like some kind of design element that you've used throughout like your invitation, your wedding day, you can incorporate that as well. I love it when people have the guest book so they can leave a copy with like a note and then people take the copies home with them. Most photo booths now you can text it or post it to like social media straight from the booth, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Since most people want to put it on their Instagram. And then you can customize the props. I think that's another good way to like kind of customize it. So I just had a couple that was like a UGA fans. And so they like had like really cute like Georgia props. I've had people who have done, you know, different themes based on their jobs or their school or whatever. So I think that can be a good way to kind of personalize those props. It's just a little bit of fun. I know at our launch event we had like different Bustld ones. And it's really fun.
Yeah.
Makes the pictures very personal for your wedding day.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely makes it more fun. So besides a photo booth, what else can I do?
Oh man, there's like so many other things. It's crazy. Live painter is one of my favorite things.
That is such a cool concept.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. We just had that this past weekend and it's amazing to watch people literally sit there and paint like this whole scene. This couple wanted their tent like dinner scene painted and you can like see the guests, like you can tell who's who. It's so cool. Caricature. I'm probably not saying that right.
Caricature.
Thank you. That's a fun thing. That's fun to do during cocktail hour or dinner because that takes a little bit more time. So you want to make sure that people have time to like sit and get that done. Mobile bars. That's becoming like a new trend.
Yeah, I love those.
This is really cool. It's a cool way to like personalize your day. You can do usually more like signature cocktails or maybe they have something on like draft there or so that can be kind of fun.
And they're beautiful too. Like some can be like super retro or sleek or whatever. Like there's a lot of
It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
There's actually quite a few good mobile bars on Bustld.
So go check them out.
Yeah. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Cigar roller. That's cool. We just did a wedding with a belly dancer. That was crazy. And so cool. And then, of course, this is probably your favorite mascot appearance.
Yeah, Big Al didn't make it to our wedding. It's probably because of the hurricane.
Probably. I definitely had them ordered.
Yeah.
So whether it's college, we've had Sir Purr from the Panthers a couple of times at weddings.
I've seen you have the deacon from Wake Forest up there.
Yeah. Yep. So there's some really cool things. That's just kind of fun. Usually they come during like open dance and dance for a little bit and take pictures. So that can be fun too.
That's cool. So like when would those typically come? Like those sort of like the painter.
When does it happen?
Yeah.
So the painter, I would say most of the time I've had a painter, they've painted either like the first dance or the cake cutting. Those are probably the two most popular things. And then let's see, what else did we talk about? Caricature, which I kind of mentioned. I would do that during cocktail hour. That way people can kind of sit and actually have stuff to do.
Sure. Mobile bar?
All day long.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah,
or at least during cocktail hour. Especially, I would say mobile bars work best at like an outside venue.
That makes sense.
Because you probably can't bring them like inside a hotel.
Into the...
I mean, maybe, depending on what kind of mobile bar we're talking about here. But if you're talking about the kind where it's like in a like car, you probably can't like bring that up the elevator.
Maybe frowned upon.
Yeah.
Just leave it in the lobby?
Exactly. So if you have some kind of outside element like cocktail hour or dancing, then that's a good time for that.
Okay. So if I have an extra like this, when do I need to worry about it really? Like as far as like you're booking it and your timeline. Timeline of the day.
So I think
photo booth is 4 to 6 months, you said.
Yeah.
A lot of these others, same?
Yeah. It depends probably on your market. So if you have a lot of options, then maybe you can book them a little more last minute. But I would say by 4 to 6 months, you want to make sure that you have all your big things booked anyways. You don't want to be worrying about like booking last minute things like that. So
I think that's a good point though. Hang on a second, because of the booking it based on your market, because in a bigger city like Charlotte, there's going to be a lot more options, a lot of different things. Whereas if you're in a smaller market, there may be only one thing in town that,
Right.
maybe there's only one cigar roller, there's only one, belly dancer, whatever, it's something along
Right.
those lines, or just one of those sort of things.
Yeah, they go faster.
Yeah. But as far as timeline though, how does that affect the timeline? Like photo booth, like presumably they have to come in and set up.
Yeah, I would say it affects more of the setup time. Most of these things aren't going to like extend your timeline. Besides belly dancer. Belly dancer is usually like a show. So that would
Right.
affect your like where that would fit in on the timeline. Same with the mascot. Doesn't really affect it, but everybody does want to like take
Interact,
pictures,
right.
and usually they want to do like some kind of big introduction. So again, I think that's good for like kicking off dancing, like maybe like first song, like you have the mascot come in and everyone kind of dances with him and then he leaves. Usually they're there for like 15 to 30 minutes, so it's not a long time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or her.
Or her. Yeah.
There.
Sure.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah. And do I need to feed them?
I
I don't know what mascots eat. I mean, they vary.
Anyone who's there for longer than like 5 hours, you should feed. Period.
End of story. We're not talking about it again. Feed your vendors, people.
No, I would say anyone who's there for more than 5 hours. So probably your painter is going to end up being there for more than 5 hours. Your photo booth attendant, maybe a cigar roller, but the rest of them will probably be there for a shorter period of time. So you wouldn't need to feed them.
Got it.
Yeah,
Feed your vendors.
that's right.
Not a box lunch.
That's right.
All right, perfect. So as always, last few tips for the couples as they are looking to spend that extra little bit of budget on some wedding enhancements and extras.
I would say decide if there's anything you want like early on in the planning process so you can hopefully budget for it. Knowing you can book it at the end if money still allows. I would do your research to find out what kind of options, especially if you have a specific, I want a mirrored photo booth in mind.
Yeah.
I would see how many options you have in your market, and then decide, when you want to book them and how quickly they get booked up.